Welcome to the War on Wellness. This is Penny McPherson, your host, and today we're talking about three things I wish I knew before going plant based. Three things. There are many other things, but I thought that since I've made some mistakes, I could share those with you so that you can avoid them. But before we get into that, we're going to share with you our intro video. Welcome back to the War on Wellness, and thank you for joining me this evening. Let's send some shout outs. Let me know that you're well. Put a well in the chat, WELL. Let me know that you're here. You are listening. You can hear me, whether you are on my YouTube channels or you are on my Instagram or you're one of my Facebook family members. Hi. It's always good to see you. I am making sure that my Facebook group is in the room and that they are online. Yes, wonderful. I see you in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, we have Samantha here, Petrella here, Selena here. We have Ethel and Owenike. Wonderful. Good to have all of you here on all of the different channels. Let me double check, making sure that Instagram is here in the room. Instagrammers, yes, you are very important as well. Great to see all of you. We have a very important topic that I want to share with you today, and that is three things that I wish I knew before I went plant based. And a lot of people are considering the plant based lifestyle because it's not a diet. It is not a diet. Say with me, it is not a diet. Somebody put that in the chat because there are some people who think that, okay, I'm going to do this little diet for a little bit of time, and then I will go back to what I have been doing. Or I'll do the diet and then I'll get the results and then I'll be happy about it and then I'll keep moving along. But it is not a diet. It is not a diet. But even though that is not one of the things that I wish I had known before, but that could actually be one of the answers. But I'm going to stick to my three because there are many that I could name. And the reason is because you want to make sure that when you have the temptation or the, let's say discomfort, but when you're moved out of your comfort zone, okay, that is discomfort. When you're moved out of your comfort zone, that you have the intestinal fortitude to be able to stay with your plan. Stay with your plan. So that is the why. And I love the quote that says the five P's: prior preparation prevents poor performance. The five P's. So if you are prepared, you have prior preparation, is going to prevent that poor performance. So let's get into it. The first thing that I wish I knew is that everybody was going to be all up in my business. And what do I mean by that? It means that whenever you decide that you're going to do something good or positive for your life, and not even everything, because you could say that, "Oh, I'm going to start going to the gym, or I'm going to start getting more sleep," whatever it might be. Once you start saying, "I'm going to be plant based and I'm going to eliminate certain things from my diet," everybody's going to be all up in your business. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. I wish I knew that my going plant based was going to be everybody else's business. And okay, there's so that's a one. So like 1A of that is I wish I knew how to better respond to the inquiries, we'll call them. So I wish I knew how to better respond to the inquiries. And there's another quote that says, "Don't join every fight that you're invited to." So some people just want to, yeah, 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 yeah. They just want to be all up in your business, all up in the Kool-Aid, all up in your grill. They just want to be in there. And they really have nothing to do with your motion of your fork to your mouth. However, we have to be able to respond in a way that is inviting for all those who might be on the perimeter and watching and might be considering it. And even maybe that person who is all yeah 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 in your ear making all that noise, they might deep down might be curious. So it does matter how we respond to those inquiries. And one of the main pushbacks, or one of the main topics that people use when they ask questions about what you have decided to do with your life and your lifestyle, is about protein. And if you're in a developed country, because I mean, I've been to, I've practiced and been educated on 3 continents and in 7 different countries, and some of those are developing countries. But I live now in the United States, which is what's called a developed country. It is very rare to find this issue. So the issue that people always bring up is, where are you going to get your protein? Where are you going to get your protein? Where are you going to get your protein? Kind of on repeat. But it is rare to find protein deficiency in a developed country. Very rare to find that. And I mean, I just came from the hospital today, not for me, but someone else. But I mean, it was a gorgeous, gorgeous facility and state of the art everything. But there are no wings on that hospital built or being built for protein deficiency. There's not. There are wings on the hospital for cardiology, and there are areas of the hospital, there are specialties specific that can be specifically traced back to our chronic diseases that plague us, which are the heart disease, the diabetes, and the obesity, and all of the other chronic diseases. Some of those can be traced back to our lifestyle. And that's not me saying it. Don't believe anything that I tell you. You go and you research it for yourself, because I want you to be your own best health advocate. So yeah, so protein deficiency is not an issue in developed countries. There are plant-based sources of protein that we can get from beans, chickpeas, chia seeds, quinoa, nuts, many different options. We just have to make sure that we have a balanced meal plan when we are eating. The other challenge that people bring to us is, I guess this will be like 1B, is B2 deficiency. B2, B12 deficiency. And so B12 deficiency is an issue for many of us, most of us. Actually, I believe the last time I looked up, it was like 42% of U.S. Americans were B12 deficient, but the the amount of vegans who make up that 42% is very, very little. So B12 deficiency is a problem for all of us because all of us are eating from the same soil. But there's a focus specifically on the vegans. There are many things that make people in general deficient in B12. It could be medical conditions. It could be medications that they're taking. It could be malabsorption. It could be Crohn's disease. It could be celiac disease. It could be weight loss surgeries that people have had. All of these factor into B12. So B12 deficiency, it is not a plant-based issue solely. So don't buy into that hype. The second thing that I would, so someone put the first thing was, the first thing, you guys are funny, is being able to respond well to the inquiries. That's what we'll put that in. So somebody put that in the chat. Respond well to inquiries. Number two, the second one that we have is don't starve yourself. Now, I have said often, don't starve yourself if you are going to the grocery store, if you're going to buy something. Don't starve yourself if you are getting ready to go to a party or a gathering or anything like that. And it's also important that we not starve ourselves, well, one, period, but we don't want to go hungry and then decide what is it that we're going to eat. Because at least with me, if I wait until I get hungry, then that's a problem. So don't starve yourself. Always now, since I've been doing this religiously since about the mid 2000s. Yes, I have a few years behind me. I'll celebrate my 61st birthday this year. But religiously now, I have been on this plant-based journey. And so I won't say never, but I rarely ever go somewhere or go out the house without having something that I can use to satiate myself should something come up. Okay. You go out and then you get a flat tire. You go out and somebody calls you to come and do something for them, whatever it might be. You just never know what's going to happen. So always have something. I always have some nuts with me with dried fruit. Most of the time I have that. Or I'll have a piece of fresh fruit with me. Or I'll just have just general dried fruit. So whatever it is that you like, I package it up and I take it with me. And I do not let my house get to the point where I do not have any fresh fruit. I mean, I try not to, or any of the things that I need to take with me. So I am going to be challenged here because I'm about to go on a week-long camping trip out in Wyoming and in Gillette, Wyoming, a place I've never been to before. And I am kind of a little nervous about that because it is camping, not glamping, as in I'll be staying in a tent, T-E-N-T, not a hotel, but a tent. So y'all pray for me, okay? Pray for me. But I am looking forward to it. I am looking forward to all that I will learn about myself and all I will learn on this particular trip with the Pathfinders. So I make sure that I do not starve myself. Make sure that I am filling up on fiber-rich foods. And so that might be that might be fruits, it might be vegetables, whatever it is. Fiber rich meaning that it is a whole food item. So it is some, even if it is a nutrition bar, but it is actually whole foods that have been pressed into a nutrition bar. I'm not talking about one that you read the ingredients, definitely read ingredients. And the first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup, and definitely don't eat that. The first ingredient is sugar or corn syrup or fructose or something like that. The first ingredient should be the whole food that you're eating. And as the minimal amount of ingredients as possible. So even if it's that, making sure that it is high in fiber. And it is possible. The reason I say don't starve yourself, because it's a part of a lifestyle, right? So you're working out, you're exercising. And actually in the last 2 consultations that I did with my clients, they talked about gaining weight. One was working out and wanted to make sure that he didn't lose muscle. Another person wanted to gain weight. And it is possible to gain weight on a plant-based diet. I mean, that's how I keep my fluffiness going. Is by eating the vegetables, the potatoes, the pastas, the fruits such as avocado. Those are the healthy, the avocados, the olive oils, the healthy fats, and the foods that will allow you to maintain your weight if you're trying not to lose weight. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, once you cut out all of the junk foods, the sweets, and the sweet sodas, especially the drinks, those extra places that we're getting calories from, the unnecessary snacking on things that are empty calories, then you're going to the byproduct is going to automatically be that you're going to lose weight. Okay, that could be one of the goals, but the plant-based lifestyle is all about being a healthier individual and a healthier you. If you lose weight, that's fine. You're just getting to your body's correct weight and where it should be. So that is the second one. Don't starve yourself. Don't go hungry. Somebody put don't starve yourself in the chat for me. Thank you very much. Okay, the third one, the third thing that I wish I knew before I went plant-based was assuming that being meatless meant that I was healthy. And I'm going to tell you that is not the truth. I do know that when my doctor diagnosed me as pre-diabetic, I was, what do they call it? A pescatarian at that point. So I did not eat red meat or white meat or eggs. Actually, I did eat eggs. So I didn't eat red and white meat at that point in my life. And I wasn't eating cheese either. But I was eating fish and eggs. That's the only thing that came from an animal byproduct that I was eating. And I was pre-diabetic, which shocked me. But the fact is, I was assuming that not eating a whole bunch of meat meant that I was going to be healthier. Not true. I wish I had a plant-based Penny to listen to on her War on Wellness broadcast, which come out on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because if I had a me to listen to, then I would know that there's the overly processed food, the manufactured foods. I mean, Oreos are considered vegan or plant-based. So you could eat Oreos and say, hey, I'm plant-based. So, hey, I'm doing what I say. I got to eat just French fries all the time. And I'll be fine, but you will not be healthy. So there is a difference between living a plant-based lifestyle and then just eliminating meat from your diet. There's a difference. And you need to consult with someone who understands and knows the difference so they can walk you through that process so that you can look, live, and feel well. And so you want to focus not on the highly processed foods. And that is the challenge, at least that was a challenge for me, is because I was used to the fast foods and the highly processed foods and the oversatiation of my palate because of the highly salty or highly sweet foods that I was used to. And because of that, I switched to the highly processed foods that were vegan or plant based. And but after the research and after, I think after my trip to Singapore or Philippines, one of those the Asian countries where I spent time, I really came to an understanding of the healthy nature of the lifestyle in those countries, because they do have a history of living a long and a healthy life. You can live a long life. There are plenty of people in nursing homes and facilities or even in their own homes who live a very long life, but they're not living a healthy life. So there is a difference when it comes to that. So we want to eat a whole food plant-based diet. So avoiding the white stuff, as I call it, the white sugar, the white rice, the white bread, and switching to the whole foods. So that would be switching to the brown rice and switching to the whole grains, 100% whole grains, and leaving out and actually drinking, if you even drink fruit juice, but I prefer to drink water. But there's so many negative effects of drinking sweet drinks, and I'm talking about soda, coffee, whatever might come in a can that we're drinking. And if we just would eliminate that for some of us, that would really help us move from problems to progress with our plant-based solutions. So we want to opt for, instead of assuming that plant-based equals healthy, we're going to opt for the leafy greens. After I finish this broadcast, I'm going to have a salad. And when I say salad, I'm not talking about tomatoes and lettuce. Okay? I hate a boring salad. I really do. I love salads with multiple ingredients and with multiple textures and with something that might be a little sweeter, a little bit more savory. I mean, you can really satisfy yourself with the salad. Okay, you're not ready for a salad yet? That's fine. But get to the point where you can eat more fruits and vegetables than any of the other processed foods. And so you may substitute like sweet potatoes or quinoa or kale or farro or amaranth. So many different options. So many different options. Just want to change our focus over to something else, because for so many years, I mean, for like, I don't know, 45 years or so, I was focused on eating things just to taste good. I was digging my grave with a fork, but hey, it tasted good. But I was certainly not on my way to a healthier me. And I want you to be better than you are. I want you to move from your problem to your progress. I want you to look, live, and feel well. God wants you above all things to be in good health, even as your soul prospers. So there is so much that I could share with you, but I will share this with you. And this is one of the things that, as a plant-based lifestyle manager, that I share with my clients. Some of the strongest animals are plant-based. And I have rarely, if ever, unless it was sick or something was wrong with it, seen a weak gorilla, which is plant-based, seen a weak elephant, which is plant-based, seen a weak cow, a healthy cow that's out roaming around and eating from the ground. Those cows are strong and they're huge. Okay. Out here where I live in the country, they're massive. An ox is also plant based. So many different examples in nature. And with the Olympics coming up and with the all of the sports teams that you're probably familiar with, especially there are a lot in football, and they are plant-based athletes. So look them up. Don't believe what I'm saying. Look them up and hear their stories and how they get behind the plant-based lifestyle and it helps them to optimally perform. So those are my three things. One is to expect the inquiries and educate in a nice way. And two, don't go hungry. And three, the absence of meat does not equal being healthy. I am Penny, also known as Plant Based Penny, and I want you to be confident. I want you to be your own best health advocate. And I also want you to follow me, like, comment, and share. I'm going to be speaking. I have several engagements coming up. The biggest one that I will be posting later today is I will be speaking in Chicago for the Black Girls Run National Convention in Chicago, Chi-Town, Illinois. And their conference is called Sweat with Your Soul. Sherry Shepherd, hey, I'm going to see you there in Chicago along with my friends from Black Girls Run. And if you're in the area, let me know. I'd love to connect with you also. I'm Penny, also known as Plant Based Penny, and I help people move from problems to progress with plant based solutions. Thank you so much for joining, and I will be back next Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye bye.